Friday night, the Math and Science Club went to Truman to help research the katydids. Groups split up into pairs and went outside and listened for the sounds of katydids. On Tuesday, the Math and Science Club went out to Truman Farm to look through the observatory.
On Thursday night, the Tigers had a doubleheader softball baseball game. In the boys' game, Revere struck in the top of the first with 2 runs. Brashear answered with 3 runs in the bottom of the first, as Hayden Hausman drew a 1-out walk. Nick Thomas singled, Cody Snelling walked, Jay Scudder drove in Hausman, and Thomas with a fly ball to right. Revere's other runs came in the fourth, with 2-run home run. Meanwhile, Brashear scored 4 runs in the second as Adam Songer led off with a home run. Cody Snelling drew a 2-out walk. Coyne reached on an error, and Jay Scudder drove them in with a 2 RBI single. Nick Bradshaw then singled to bring in Scudder, and Brashear was up 7-1. Brashear tackled another 5 runs in the third as Songer walked, Hausman and Thomas singled, Snelling walked, Coyne doubled, and Scudder singled. Brashear added 3 runs in the fourth as Songer reached on an error, Hausman homered, and Cody Snelling doubled. The Tigers won the 5-inning game by a score of 15-3. On Thursday night, the Lady Tigers and Lady Cats continued a long history of hard-fought games. Brashear's last win was 12-2 victory in 2002. This year's game fit the mold perfectly as Brashear's Sierra Hines quickly went to work moving down batters. 17 straight batters were retired in the game before Brashear's Katie Smith, Meredith Thomas, and Shelby Salter drew a 2-out walk to load the bases in the top of the third. Shelbadon came through in the clutch with striking out to end Brashear's threat, keeping the game tied 0-0. Meanwhile, Hines kept in her groove, retiring 19 straight Revere batters, when Revere singled in the top of the 7th. But Brashear got a run in the bottom of the 6th when Shelby Salter reached on an error and Abby McKim eventually brought her home with a sacrifice fly. Hines got the win, 1-0 for Brashear, striking out 8 and only surrendering 1 hit.
Brashear traveled to Schuyler County Saturday to face Scotland County in the first round of the Schuyler County Tournament. Brashear got on the scoreboard with a pair of runs in the first. Scotland County answered with 4 runs in the second, but Brashear answered with a pair of runs in the third to tie the score at 4-4. Brashear got the winning run in the bottom of the 7th as Meredith Thomas drew a 2-out walk and Shelby Salter drove her in with a fly ball to center to make the final score 5-4. Meredith Thomas, Shelby Salter, and Kristen Love had hits for Brashear. Kristen Love was the winning pitcher.
The Tiger baseball team traveled to Buckland Monday for a makeup baseball game. The teams had originally been scheduled to play last Friday as part of the softball-baseball doubleheader. The rain stayed away long enough for the softball game, but the baseball game was washed out. Brashear got off to a quick start as Adam Songer led off with a double. Hayden Hausman walked, Nick Thomas reached on an error, and Cody Snelling drew a walk. With 1 run already on board, Jay Scudder lined a ball into right center gap, driving 2 more runs. Hayden Coyne and Nick Bradshaw walked, David Walker reached on an error, and Adam Songer came to the plate for the second time in the inning, collecting a single. The Tigers' lead was 7-0 after their first at-bat. Brashear continued to pile up runs, taking a 13-1 lead after 2 innings on the way to a 29 win. Adam Songer led the Brashear offense attack with a single, double, and triple. Hayden Hausman, Hayden Coyne, and Cody Snelling had a pair of hits each, with Hayden Coyne hitting a home run. Jay Scudder, Nick Thomas, Curtis Blakely, Luke Morrow, and David Walker all had hits. Hayden Coyne was the winning pitcher for Cody Snelling, pitching 1 inning of relief.